Welcome to In the Library with Marsha and Adrian, brought to you by the Bedford Branch of the Monroe County Library System in Monroe County, Michigan.
Okay, now it is recording, and we can actually just sort of gibber because the first 15 seconds are going to get cut off anyway, just as a matter of practice. Okay. So you may begin whenever you feel like beginning, Marsha. If you could quack like a duck, how many ducks could you quack?
3.
Where did you get that number from?
I just shouted it out.
Okay, great. Right, so we are recording. Hello and welcome back to In the Library with Adrian and
Marsha.
We think on the title card it's actually reversed, but we'll go with that. This is January 27th of 2023. Say hello, Marsha.
Hello, Marsha.
Fantastic. All right, so we're going to go straight into library news and updates.
Okay, great. So we just have a few things going on. I was like, wait, is this me? So we have a few programs that are coming up right now. Rick Grassley will be presenting on the Spanish flu epidemic of 1918 on Thursday, February 16th at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Bedford Library. First in a history series for 2023 with Barbara Floyd presenting the history of disabilities and disability services in Toledo. That will be on March 30th, which is also at 6 p.m. Start of the Bedford Branch's Oral History Project. Everyone is invited to come and share their story about the COVID-19 experiences since 2020. That's cool. Grown-up gaming will begin on February 4th at 5 o'clock p.m. Our remix night on Thursday, February 9th at 6 p.m. I kind of feel like you should kind of fill us in more on both of these because aren't you isn't this your show? All of these are your show.
Absolutely. So, yeah, all of these are my show, unfortunately. Grown-up gaming night, which is, again, on Saturday, February 4th at 5 p.m. We're looking for 18 and older just because time for grown-ups to kick back, relax, play some games. We'll have some board games. We'll have some video game systems. Just come in, relax, enjoy the library. Maybe leave the kids at home. As far as Art Remix Night, that's going on February 9th at 6 p.m. We're going to provide participants with a donated painting and some paint supplies so that they can edit, update, remix, or completely paint over, whatever they're feeling in the moment.
Are you still taking donations for that? Canvases and stuff? I know you were. Can patrons donate?
If you have a regrettable wine and canvas night painting in your house that you'd like to get rid of, we are accepting donations. Let's see.
Before February, so maybe by February 7th.
Yeah, just in time to make sure that they're all prepared. The other thing that I do have going on is
Excel Basics, Thursdays in February from 11 to noon. But no class on February 2nd. So
I appreciate that, but that's actually not me. That'll be with the mighty librarian Jennifer Saul.
Well, I thought everything was the Adrian show around here. Okay.
No, in this case, what I do have going on is February 1st to 28th. The Michigan Library Quest is happening at mi.gov/MI Library Quest. Again, that website is mi.gov/MI Library Quest. It's going to be Dungeons and Dragons theme this year for teens to participate. Asks them a series of questions, as sort of a virtual scavenger hunt and riddle contest. And then if they complete it, they get a prize.
Okay, great. Well, and then in some of our surrounding branches, we have Stretching and Strength, which is on Mondays at 1:30 at the Summerfield Petersburg Library. And I just got off the phone with Gary from Jackie and Gary at jackieandgary.com. And they have done multiple programs around the library system. If you know me or you have followed them, they did a program at Dundee on my last official day there. They did a program at Bedford on my first day here. They come, they do Singing the Good Old Songs Again. They sometimes do Gordon Lightfoot tributes. They do trivia. They do riddles. They're very fun, very interactive. They sing folk songs. It's a great time. And they have one scheduled in April on the 16th, also at the Petersburg branch. And then they're going to be coming back here in May on a Sunday afternoon as well. So watch for Jackie and Gary. I'm going to bring this up again on later podcasts, but they are definitely one that a lot of people ask me all the time, when are Jackie and Gary coming back? When are Jackie and Gary coming back? So April and May, look for them. Some other surrounding branch programs are Lighting the Way to Liberty, which will be at the Dorsch Library on Saturday, February 18th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., honoring Harriet Tubman's legacy. That's at the Dorsch Branch, which is downtown. We use the fancy names from Dr. Dorsch's house, but it's the one right downtown in Longear Square. The Valentine Fun Fest at Frenchtown Dixie will be from noon to 1:30 on February 11th. And then also at Frenchtown Dixie, learn macrame, how to make a heart-shaped wall hanging on February 11th from noon to 1:30. So if you are into macrame, like a lot of my friends are, not me, I am not crafty, I have no talents. But yeah, go to Frenchtown Dixie, make a macrame heart.
I have no idea what macrame is, but it sounds delicious. So hopefully you'll get to eat what you make. All right, we're going to move on to some community news.
Okay.
Let's see, what do we have going on in the community? I don't even know.
Yeah, so some of the Bedford going on. One of them is going to be the 27th annual Vanity Fair High Tea by the Women of Bedford United. That is going to be on February 25th from noon to 3 at Leroy's Hall in LaSalle. On Saturday, February 18th, the Motown Eagles, fittingly enough, an Eagles cover band, will be performing at the American Legion Post 514, and the doors open at 5 p.m. There will be a euchre tournament presented by the Bedford Community Foundation on Saturday, February 11th at 1 o'clock.
Do you play euchre?
I do play euchre. And proceeds to benefit the Alan and Betty Bates and the Charles and Lucille Bates Scholarship Funds. Also coming up, again, I might mention this in another podcast, will be the Bedford Trade Fair, which is going to be on Saturday, March 11th. I know we're still talking about January and February, but we have a booth out there. So come see me at the trade fair. Learn all about the library and all of our great things at the trade fair. All right. Do you want to, am I still going with state? You want to take it over?
That's all right. So you said you play euchre?
I do play.
Are you good at euchre?
Yeah, sure.
Are you participating in this tournament?
I'm not, but maybe I should be. Saturday, February 11th, I'm going to jot that down. I like to win. I like to win in everything. So, I mean, am I going to have a good partner? Who's going to be my partner? I need more details.
Maybe you can convince Jodi. All right. Let's see. What else do we have going on? Yeti Fest 2023 will be going on at Suttons Bay, Michigan on Saturday, February 18th. You can check out the events online at Sutton Bay's Chamber of Commerce website. It's a bit of a drive, but hey, it'll probably be snowy by the time you get up there. All right. In Toledo, 2023 Greater Toledo Auto Show, Friday, February 3rd at the Glass City Center. Do you like cars?
I mean, I've been to a couple of auto shows. I don't know that I know much about them.
Someday I'll own a 1983 Toyota Sprinter Trano, the car of my dreams.
I know a new fun fact that I just learned about Adrian. That can be my Friday fun fact about you today.
All right. February 26th from 9 to noon at the Toledo Zoo. They will be hosting the Slow Brew at the Zoo, where you can sample local coffee roasters. I was told that you will receive a commemorative mug with which to sample your coffee. Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to meet the sloth from the zoo from 9 till 10 a.m. if you want to, hang out with the sloth. All right. Jumping straight down, Bedford historical facts. So today's fact is that the Bedford shouldn't say Bedford because it wasn't Bedford at the time. The Temperance Library began in 1880 out of the home of one Louis Anstead. The total collection of books when the library began was 359. There's your fun fact for this week. All right, so we are going, at this point, we're going into an interview, deep and thoughtful, with Jodi Russ. No, I'm just stalling. Okay, and we're back, and we have with us today Jodi Russ, what is your official title?
Community Librarian.
The Community Librarian at the Bedford Branch of the Monroe County Library System. And just to start things off, how long have you been with the library system?
More than your lifetime, perhaps. Technically, I started like 40-ish years ago, but I've been back full-time for 25 now.
All right. Marsha?
Yes. So I was going to say that too. I was going to answer for you. From birth, you were sort of born into a library world.
I was.
But what made you really want to become a librarian?
I think it was the ability to make the job whatever you want the job to be. That's what working in a public library feels like to me. You can
too.
Do lots of things.
I think that's the secret. Mm-hmm. And helping people, obviously, we love that. So what would you say is your favorite thing about the Bedford Library or about working here?
Oh my gosh. My favorite thing about the Bedford Library. This feels like home.
Oh. Well, technically it is your home, right? I mean, you do live here.
Technically it is. Bedford's my home, but I mean, the actual library feels like home. It feels very comfortable. It's warm. The staff is lovely and greets everybody kindly. The patrons are lovely.
You've clearly never been back in the local history room. It is not warm.
Right.
Okay. So, what do you put on toast?
Most often, cinnamon and sugar.
I thought you were going to go with your homemade jam, your homemade strawberry jam.
I put my strawberry jam most often on like corn cakes or waffles.
Ooh, okay.
Not as much on toast, interestingly enough.
Okay.
I eat cinnamon sugar toast when I have a migraine, and unfortunately I have migraines all too often, so
I'm sorry.
Sugar toast.
And it has nothing to do with working at the library. It's unrelated
to working at the library. Correct.
What is something that you would want the listeners to know about the Bedford Library, or like what is something you want them to know or to share with them?
What do I want people to know about the Bedford Library? You will be, if you haven't been to the library in a long time or at all, you will be amazed that your library does that, whatever that is. So we have an art for loan collection. We have, of course, all kinds of materials that you can check out. But we also have a maker space that you can use with lots of supplies already there. There's a fantastic children's room, kind of my favorite part of the library. Although the houseplant library, which is the next new thing, behind the fireplace is an equally lovely place to just come hang out. So on these cold winter days, come hang out at the library. Fantastic place to be.
Agreed. I also love that you said your library, their library. We definitely want to make sure that the public knows that. Like the staff are here for you. So please, you tell us what you want to see at your library. I couldn't agree with that more.
Yeah.
Would you rather, I screwed that up, so I'm going to edit that, but would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or a bunch of duck-sized horses?
A horse-sized duck, I think.
I don't know. I feel like I could kick all those duck-sized horses.
Like a horse-sized duck. I had visions of Monty Python building a large wooden badger.
We just made another Monty Python reference, so I think that's great. So I love that you tied in Monty Python. That's perfect. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess, is there anything, what are you reading right now? I was going to talk about that too. What is something you're reading?
Well, I'm always reading multiple things. So I'm lots of easy picture books for my grandkids. So they love Llama Llama, for instance. So we have all the Llama Llama books right now. But I'm physically reading The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie, I think it's called. I have to be honest and say I'm not totally grabbed by that one. But maybe it's just because I'm tired when I'm reading it. Listening to a John Grisham. And also I just checked out Mad Honey by Jodi Russ. Just finished Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. Absolutely loved that book. So I'm also listening to The Husband's Secret. See, I'm listening to 3 different audios and reading one.
That's the book.
I'm reading Then and Now by Don Adams, The History of Bedford Township, because of my book club, which is meeting next Wednesday. We're supposed to meet this past Wednesday, but we had a lot of snow. Meeting next Wednesday is talking about local history. So,
depending on when this airs, when does your books, Just the Facts book club meet?
Just the Facts book club, we do nonfiction only, meets the last Wednesday of each month at 11 a.m. We've moved our location now to room C, I believe it will be. It used to be in the quilt room, but I think we're moving to room C because there's only 6 of us right now. So hopefully we can get more people. We got some great topics for this year. So I think our February topic is the history of the U.S. Supreme Court, which I think will be fascinating.
Yeah. So all you nonfiction readers that are listening and tuning in, we have a book club for everyone and a program for everyone. So I've invited them to Quimby's with me, just the Facts nonfiction here with you.
So you said you've been reading a lot of picture books with the youngins. Do you prefer Gerald the Elephant or Piggy the Pig?
Oh, well, they got to be together.
Fair enough.
Gotta be together. I think I do like Piggy. Yeah, because the elephant has too much anxiety, and the Piggy just goes for it. More my style.
So, is there anything else that you would like to share that we haven't already asked or covered?
Well, we want people to come in and tell us what they want to have happen here, or call us, or email us, or any kind of communication. And if there's something that you think your library could provide to the community that it's not doing, let us know that, and we'll see what we can do.
Or if you have something that you want to present, or, if there's something that you want to share or a group you want to meet with, consider your library for those things.
Right. We have great meeting room spaces that people can use for all kinds of different things. So yeah, come on in.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. I know personally, I know and see all the things you do around here. And I feel like I probably forget more than you are actually even doing, because you have a lot of sticks in the fire. I feel like you wear many hats around here. So besides just being our boss, you are also, you're an advocate for the patrons and the community, your involvement with the school and robotics. And just, I feel like, again, when you're the boss, like the buck stops here. We joke and call them other duties as assigned. But I mean, I just feel like I see all the great and amazing things you do around here. So we are appreciative of all that you do, and that you make things like this podcast possible with your staff and the support that you give to us every day, all day. So thank you. So much. So thank you for everything you do here at the library.
I have one more thing that I wanted to add to that, though, because I didn't really speak to the tax-based side of things. So I feel very lucky that the community was so supportive of our most recent millage, and it passed as strongly as it did. And I want everyone to know that the Library Advisory Board and I work very hard together to make sure that the money that we're spending on this building is being used as wisely as possible to have as many things available as we can. So we're working on things like improving the sound system and the lighting and microphone capabilities in the community room for all the groups that use that space. But we're also working on creating a podcasting space so that the community can come in and use both the soundproofed area and equipment to create their own versions of this lovely show, if they're interested in such a thing. Or if they have a big event coming up for a fundraiser or a nonprofit, they can do an advertisement. So we're working on things like that, and we want everybody to know that we really appreciate their support, and that, always promise to use that money as wisely as possible.
Thank you. So we talked about the Friends of the Library before, and we hope to have some upcoming Friends of the Library come and interview with us and tell you a little more about what they do. They just met on January 24th. They just met this week. So they meet monthly here at the library at 3 p.m. They will meet in February again. And they, like I said, they raise money with our local book sale. So come and check that out. If you need a nice, warm, cozy read for the winter, for when you're snowed in, or to come here for our Hygge event in February, and you want to get a puzzle or a book, come in, check out the Friends book sale, join the Friends, be a friend. Everyone's a friend of the library.
Will you be my friend?
Won't you be my friend?
You'll notice that was not a yes. So moving on, the answer to last week's trivia question. I asked you, when were Air Jordans first made available to the public? Well, despite premiering in November of 1984, when Jordan wore them onto the court, the shoes were not sold to the public until April 1st of 1985, several months later. That's your fun fact. That's the trivia answer for last week. Now, your trivia question for this week. How many moons does Saturn have? Do you know the answer?
Well, I do, but only because I cheated and looked. I did not know that answer. I will say it's more than I thought. Can I give a hint like that? I guess I just did, but it's more than I thought.
Well, since she was thinking like none, it's got to be more than none.
More than none. It's greater than none.
All right. Do you have any closing thoughts for our listeners this week?
No, I do just want to say thanks for tuning in. We weren't really sure how this was going to go. And after we launched our first one, I had so many people reach out and give us great feedback. They gave such great feedback. And thank you for the encouragement. Thanks for tuning in. Give us some suggestions. What would you like us to talk about in the library with Marsha and Adrian? What kind of things would you like to hear on a podcast? Let me know.
I, for one, would like to hear some yodeling. Would you like to yodel for us?
I think you're the musical one, Adrian. I feel like you should do some yodeling. Let's hear it.
So we'll save the yodeling for next time. We thank you for tuning in to In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian. Today's episode was recorded on January 27th, 2023 at approximately 11 a.m. Thank you and have a great week.
This has been In the Library with Marsha and Adrian. Our intro and outro music is Off to Osaka by Kevin MacLeod, used with Creative Commons permissions.